it's a very exciting start to the week at Rosebank House because the lady from the local art gallery is coming to pick up Mum's paintings, and I'll see if I can put a few of those up for you to look at in the next piece of my video. So she should be arriving shortly to collect these, and then they're going to be displayed in the gallery. So Mum is very, very excited. Oh, and that's another painting Mum was doing just for fun, and that's one she did years ago, which I really like. So yeah, very, very exciting weekend. Mum's quite thrilled, and it's quite cute to watch her be all thrilled. These paintings are based on the photographs of Berrima internee Wilhelm Coster, 1915 to 1919. Prisoners at the Mossvale train station. When Australia declares war on Germany, Germans and other enemy aliens on Australian soil are rounded up and sent to camps. Berrima Jail and Guards. 89 German mariners, mostly captains and high-ranking officials, were sent to the empty and derelict jail at Berrima. Over the next 4 years, that number would swell to over 300. The Hansa Bridge. The prisoners overcame local prejudice by damming the river, building a bridge, killing snakes, and saving the school from burning down. Well, you guys, this is autumn. All of it in Australia. And then you see the rest of the garden, which is not being autumn. And this is what happens in the Antipodes. And if you happen to live on the northeastern coast of America, I am feeling very jealous of you right now, because that is much autumn as I can hope to get. It's just not fair, really, is it? Oh no, look at this, you guys. Some nincompoop has gone and frozen our cabbage and carrots. And the worst thing of all is, I'm pretty sure that nincompoop is me. Oh, yuck. What are we going to do with frozen carrots and cabbage? I might need to make a coleslaw. No, not a coleslaw. That would be really gross. A casserole. Time to get out the crock pot, I think. Oh, how embarrassing. Well, just me and Mum for dinner tonight because Dad's at some place called Echuca, and I don't know where Echuca is, but I always imagine it to be this place with a giant steam train, because when I was a kid it was always, you talk about a choo-choo train, and I imagine that's not true, and I'd be really disappointed if I got there. I just made some leftover pie, heated up in the oven, and made some roast potatoes and peas, and we'll probably find something nice and cozy to watch, and we're just going to have a lovely evening together. Do you remember how I was whinging about the lack of autumn, that being the sole contributor to autumn foliage that I shall be likely to get? Well, I shall show you something that is quite fun about living in the Antipodes. Sometimes our seasons are, well, for lack of a better word, bilingual, and they speak two seasons at once, which is why our irises, which really were quite pathetic in spring, are now going a bit bonkers. Aren't they gorgeous? That's what Australia and New Zealand does, folks. In New Zealand it's usually daffodils. A few daffodils can pop up in Australia, but yes, that's what autumn looks like down under. Also spring, as I say. It's either bilingual or deeply confused. It all depends on how you look at it. Mum's cooking tonight, and honestly it smells absolutely amazing. Some kind of stir fry. She says she can't cook, but that's a joke. She's actually really good, and I can't wait. And here is one of my most favourite things of going into winter, the gas heater. I have plans for trying to toast marshmallows on this one day. I think that'd be quite great. It's absolutely delicious, Mum. You did a really good job. Really enjoying it. And here we have the garden lions looking very big. And the mum's growling at us for some unknown reason because she's the one that brought them. Now she's just growling at us. Oh, hello. You coming in, are you? They live with the neighbour, but when the house line is not around, they... Oh. Where was he?
Out you go. They're hiding under the cabinet in the kitchen.
I don't think they want... I think maybe the neighbours are out, so they've decided to...
Come visit him.
Yeah, and then the mother just stands there growling at us for... I don't know what's going on in her head. Where are you going? Excuse me. Excuse me. Well, you better not be here when the house lion comes home. You know you better not, because he's a Siamese and he will not appreciate your presence in his house. Which were very cute. I mean, I appreciate your presence, but don't even think about it. The house lion would not like that. Actually, neither would we. Yeah, come on. Yes, you're very cute. You are very cute, and I do have a soft spot for gingers of any species, for obvious reasons. Now, I think you need to leave now, because I need to go and do something. Oh, you can go too. Off you go. Is that all three of them?
Yeah, that's all three of them. Out you go.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. No. Don't come back in.
Goodbye. So cute. Mum, why are you in here?
Well, I'm taking over this room so that your father doesn't get it before me, because now that summer, the heat of summer is over, this will make a beautiful winter office. He got the big one downstairs, and I pointed out to him that it was going to be really cold in winter, but no, he wanted the big one. But when he starts to see how cold it is, he's going to want to move everything up here, and I'm laying claim to it first.
So you're marking your territory.
I'm marking out my territory because he's only here a small amount of time. He has his office at work.
Fair enough. So you're using the bed as your work shelf.
Oh yes,
absolutely. Are you working on your? I'm getting a psychic reading. Are you perhaps writing your book on the pilgrims?
Yes, I am. The second one.
Are you impressed how I deduced that?
Oh, thank you.
Rude. Okay, I'm going away now. Cheeky. Hello all. I'm tidying up my work environment because it's got a little bit out of hand, and I'm actually, believe it or not, a real neat freak, but I've learnt to delay the gratification of having a perfectly pristine working environment because you lose too much momentum sometimes between the clean up and the putting the stuff away and the getting it out and then the getting back onto the job. So just cleaning up down here, and I thought I would just add this bit on because my vlog, oh look at this, this is like one of my favourite books actually, The Inklings, and it's falling to bits, but it came to me falling to bits, but you know, if a book is read to this point, that's like the ultimate compliment. So I thought I'd clean up, and oh, you guys, look at this, look at that horrible little pointy thing. I don't know what they're called, but they're a special Australian horror, and they're like some kind of thorn or thistle, and the grass grows them, and they kept coming into the house, right? And Dad kept stomping on them. I mean, no surprise there. I grew up in New Zealand, up north, very agricultural part of the world, and you know how you go to those country shows and they sometimes have find the needle in the haystack and win $50. Well, I always felt, although we never did it, that I probably could have won the $50 just by taking Dad and saying, oh, please sit on this hay bale, Dad. And then he would have sat on the hay bale and it would have, how can I say this nicely? He seems to have magnetic radar he seems to have a magnetic connection to anything sharp and pointy. And this was quite unfortunate for him because Mum was always a very accomplished sewer, so she was always sewing when I was growing up, and you know, when you sew, inevitably pins and needles will go missing, and he would find them all. If she lost a pin in a couch, he would sit on it. So I always felt we could have won that whole find a needle in a haystack and get $50, but there was just a little problem of getting Dad to cooperate, and I felt he probably would have found it offensive and it wouldn't have been worth it. But anyway, where I'm going with this is his magnetic ability to attract anything pointy continues, and he was going through the house and he just kept stomping on these, and he got so angry and he said, "Doesn't anyone vacuum around here anymore?" Oh, Mum was so mad. She said, but we're New Zealanders, so naturally she handled this with great care. Oh, I better put, you know what, I'll put it in here. I don't want to just leave it lying around because he'll for sure stand on it and then we'll hear, "Oh!" So Mum said very calmly, she said, "Yes, Ian, of course we vacuum." But then she said, and very diplomatically I thought, she said, "You know, the thing is, it seems to me that someone might be wearing their large, heavy work boots into the house after they've been stomping around on the lawn and in the garden, and the someone doing that might be the one bringing in these Australian delights." I don't know what to call them. If you're an Australian, let me know in the comment section below. Anyway, Dad was very impressed with this logic. He's like, oh yes, I think that's true. So he immediately started taking off his boots. But you guys, he seems to be getting a bit carried away, because I was having a coffee the other day and he walked past and I was wearing that. Well, these actually. Aren't they pretty? Yeah, that's basically Ruth encapsulated in a shoe. Fairly useless, but not without charm. And they sparkle. I'm very, very attached to those. And he looked at me and he's like, "Aha! You're wearing shoes inside." I was like, "Dad, look at the shoe. Do you really think that I've been stomping around in the garden or on the lawn with that?" I said, "These are obviously inside shoes." And Dad's like, oh, okay then. So, yeah, we are back to the New Zealand way of not wearing shoes inside the house because of the Australian thistles, but I think these slippers are fine and they're very sparkly and they make me happy, so I'm not going to stop wearing them inside the house just because Dad's work boots bring in great big thistles. And now I shall turn this phone off. I forgot what it was called for a minute. And tidy up my workspace because, as you can see, it's a right mess. And I'm just dribbling some melted chocolate over my biscotti here. You should check out my video Feeling Sad, where I make a slow-paced little video about baking on a rainy day. It's specifically made for, you know, if you're feeling anxious or sad. Sometimes I think there's something quite healing about the rhythm, the slow rhythm of domesticity, and yeah, sometimes if you don't have time to do it in your own life, I think that there can be some value in watching it. So definitely check that out. That's that'll be on my playlist, Tales from the Hearth. So here's another shot from my little video Feeling Sad, and I thought this one went really well with the verse that from Ecclesiastes, and it says, "God has set the eternity in the heart of man." That's the name of the chapter, and it says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in their heart, yet so that man will not find out the work which God has done from the beginning even unto the end." Yeah, it's rather beautiful, and actually the whole book of Ecclesiastes is rather beautiful, and I highly recommend it. This is the book I'm reading this week, and it's really excellent. It's called Listen by Catherine Mannix, and I can't recommend it enough. It's written by a doctor who worked in palliative care, and it's talking about having difficult conversations and how to communicate with empathy. And obviously if someone worked in palliative care, they're quite qualified to talk about that. So yeah, I would highly recommend this book. It's probably one of the best books I've read on the subject of communication, and it's a reread, but it's one of those books that you keep with you because it's so useful. So yeah, highly recommend that for anyone who wants to improve their ability to communicate. Hello all, it's Ruthie. I have just finished making not my first ever batch of biscotti. I made that about 10 years ago, and it was so horrendous. I offered it to Dad and my brothers in a dark room when they were watching a movie. But these ones seem to be a great improvement, and I'm actually quite proud of them, and I've just covered them with chocolate, and I'm letting them dry, and I'm quite pleased with myself. Of course, it remains to be seen how they taste, but they smell pretty nice. Anyway, that concludes my vlog for this week. Thank you so much for joining us as we go through our little daily doings at Rosebank House. Your company is greatly appreciated. So have a lovely week and be creative, and I'll talk to you next week. Bye bye.